I think when I really sit back and try to understand it, and as I've gone down this little YouTube rabbit hole and really political rabbit hole in my life, I've come to understand that there's a list of things, not that really like, and let me phrase it to you like this. You know when you're watching a fucking video and it'll say think top 10 things that they're hiding from you, that they don't want you to know. Jeffrey Epstein and Disney, like fucking the bombs in Tower 7, like the conspiracy videos type shit. And they never say who they is. Like, who the fuck is they? And I'm not gonna do that in this video. When I say 5 things that they don't want you to know, things that I'm referencing about they is the global elite, the top 1%, those who control the banking system, those who are on the Jeffrey Epstein experience or the Joe Rogan experience, like his personal chef, Peter Thiel, I think Alexander Krauss is his name, or Lawrence Krauss, my bad, Lawrence Krauss. Like guys like that, right? Or people who were found in the files like our incredible apolitical president, the best friend, Donald Trump. That's who I'm referring to. People like that. That's who I mean when I'm talking about they in this video. Things that they don't want you to fucking remember. And this video is about 5 things in which they do not want you to remember. So, enough fucking gish galloping and verbal diarrhea. Let's get into it. Okay, point number 1. What do they not want you to fucking remember? The Trump Jeffrey Epstein connections. I'll be putting up the evidence and resources I'm referring to up on the screen. So, Donald Trump was mentioned in and I know the batch of files. It was according to the New York Times. I'll put the article up screen. But he was mentioned, and that's not the Epstein Files Transparency Act. This is one of the releases before that. Just in that release alone, in a smaller release, obtained by the fucking Justice Department's release before the Epstein Files Transparency Act, 38,000 times. You can't even fucking count 38,000 times. He was mentioned in a small release 38,000 times. There is a email correspondence between Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein where it reads, I want you to realize that the dog hasn't barked is Trump, or the dog that has not barked is Trump's victim. Trump spent hours at my house with said victim. He has never once mentioned. Well, what the fuck is that? So that email correspondence, and I'm not like that. Just in that email correspondence alone, Trump was quote with one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims for hours. And I'm not even gonna go into the other treasure trove of fucking bullshit, like Epstein saying that he was Trump's best friend for like fucking 15 years. I'm not even. But just take alone into account the current president of the United States being mentioned and the largest sex traffickers fucking scandal in probably in history ever, right? 38,000 times. And in an email correspondence that Epstein had with his girlfriend or friend, whatever Ghislaine Maxwell was with him, because I know they were off and on, that Trump, the current president of the United States, was with one of his victims at one of his houses for hours. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? And the thing is, I hate how in the media cycle Epstein and all that shit hasn't gotten coverage or as much coverage anymore, because it fucking should. And none of these guys, including the president, are ever gonna see justice. So, but yeah, that's number 1. On to number 2. Okay, topic number 2: the Israel-America military merger. Yeah, that's a real fucking thing. So it says here, the provision in the United States Israel Defense Technology Corporation Initiative, Section 224 of the fiscal year 2027, proposes a significant deepening of military ties between the U.S. and Israel. If enacted, it would require the U.S. Defense Secretary to appoint an executive agent to oversee and coordinate military cooperation between Israel and America. Expand collaboration into joint research and development, including shared weapon productions and integrations of system and data top down. Shift the relationship from one primarily based on U.S. military aid to a more, quote, deeply intertwined defense industrial partnership. Key implications. Unprecedented access. The provision could grant Israel greater access to the U.S. military's technology development, production, and supply chains. Leverage for Israel. It may give Israel significant influence over the U.S. defense priorities by embedding Israeli technologies into American military systems. Critics like Josh Paul, former State Department official, argues this entrenches the relationship so deeply that it becomes irreversible, raising concerns about long-term dependencies and leverage. So, what I'm reading here is that they tried to pass a bill or a provision in the National Defense Authorization Act that would basically intertwine at the fucking hip the American and Israeli militaries. And mind you, for the uninitiated, the National Defense Authorization Act, known as the NDAA, is an annual defense policy bill passed by the U.S. Congress. It sets budget expenditures and policies for the U.S. Department of Defense for the upcoming fiscal year of 2027. The NDAA does not appropriate funding itself. That happens through separate appropriation bills, but it does authorize how funds can be spent and outlines priorities. So it basically says, like, alright, this is what we're gonna fucking do for the upcoming year. And goddamn, hell of a chef's kiss, hell of a goal for AIPAC, man. And Bibi. Hats off, man. But goddamn, that is an incredible piece of fucking legislation, man. And Yak failed. 50 no, 46 yes. Those
46 should be tried for treason.
You want to fucking have a
foreign nation
integrate with your military and your systems and your production to the fucking hip where they're so intertwined that you like literally can't even get rid of them even if you fucking wanted to. Yeah, but nobody talks about that shit. Yeah, it's all about fucking Streamer University and fucking testicular. But goddamn, that shit is no thoughts. Next thing, man, I can't even fucking. Okay, number 3.
The Big Beautiful Bill has cut your Medicaid.
Because of the Big Beautiful Bill, the law will reduce federal spending on Medicaid and, children's health insurance on Medicaid by at least
$1.02 trillion.
Over a decade, marking one
of the largest Medicaid cuts in U.S. history.
Just that fucking sentence alone. Chef's kiss. But yeah, the billionaire class and MAGA have your best influence in mind. It's a great job on cutting the healthcare of the poorest in society by $1 trillion. Good job, guys. Really cutting that waste, fraud, and abuse. Chef's kiss. That is according to AmericanProgress.org. Point number 2. Automatic spending cuts triggered by the bill will reduce Medicare funding by approximately
$500 billion over the same period
of a decade, with an additional 2% Medicaid cut starting in 2026. So shit's already getting cut by 2%. Bravo, guys. Great fucking job. That's according to MedicaidAdvocacy.org. So yeah, great fucking job. And on state level, Medicaid funds are projected to be reduced by $665 billion between 25 and 2033. What the fuck am I supposed to say to that? Like, they're cutting healthcare for the poorest people in society, but you know what? Mainstream fucking news, nobody talks about that shit. But you know,
When your fucking grandma can't get a fucking hip replacement because they cut her fucking Medicaid because she's a senior citizen.
or you know, any of your, well, really a lot of people actually, especially in red states, really. So I'm, you know, whatever. Fuck Medicaid. Honestly, who cares? They just cut it, and it's already getting cut by 2% this year. So, and only more by $665 billion. Okay, next shit. Okay, number 4, Gaza. And I'm just focusing on Gaza, not focusing on Iran, not focusing on the Golan Heights or Lebanon. We're just doing Gaza. Because I do not want to make this video fucking 4 hours long. I'm already annoying enough. Okay, so according to Al Jazeera at this time, at least 73,246,000 people, including 21,500 children, have been killed. 173,727 people have been critically injured. From the ceasefire till now, on October 10th, 2025, in Gaza, it has been violated over 360. God damn it, I'm fucking. Okay, let me. Sorry, I could not process that number. 3,689 times from October 10th till today. Till the month of July. And there's not a genocide going on? Oh, fuck, man. I'm just gonna read this excerpt from the UN. The ongoing genocide in Gaza is a collective crime sustained by the complicity of influential third states that have enabled long-standing systemic violations of international law by Israel, framed by colonial narratives that dehumanize the Palestinians. This live-streamed atrocity has been facilitated through third states, direct support, material aid, diplomatic protection, and in some cases, active participation. It has exposed an unprecedented chasm between people and their governments, betraying the trust in which global peace and security rest. The world now stands on a knife's edge. Between the collapse of international rule of law, hope for renewal is only possible if complicity is confronted, responsibilities are met, and justice is held. So translating that from the United Nations speak, we're fucked, because nobody gives a shit that there's been a live stream genocide. I mean, nobody cares that there's been a genocide in Gaza for 3 fucking years. Oh, but Love Island? Fuck yeah, I'm gonna fucking watch Love Island, and fucking the Streamer University? Fuck yeah. Fucking love Mike Goislop, dude. I'm gonna go fucking watch that shit. So translating that from the United Nations speak,
We're fucked.
because nobody gives a shit that there's been a live stream genocide. I mean, nobody cares that there's been a genocide in Gaza for 3 fucking years. Oh, but Love Island? Fuck yeah, I'm gonna fucking watch Love Island and fucking the Streamer University. Fuck yeah. Fucking love my Goislop, dude. I'm gonna go fucking watch that shit while I end up fucking blasting Diet Mountain Dew Baja Blast trolley flavors. You're just gonna fucking start
Blasting them in my fucking face, dude.
while I watch Love Island.
Fuck Palestine. Fuck Gaza.
God, man. What is there to just next thing? Okay, number 5, last but not least, Nolan Mills. So this guy, Nolan Mills, he was 18, fucking stud, multi-sport athlete, fucking bright future on his head, or in his head, right? Probably. I'm presuming, but to all accounts, he was a fucking nice dude, right? Loved football, was gonna play fucking football at his community college, just like me. I'm going to community college. Just graduated high school, right? I believe he just graduated high school. But he was around my age. He was 18. Until 4th of July, bro went on a boating trip with his all-white friend group. Yeah, that's how it starts. And according to, I don't know how to fucking talk. I don't know how to talk about this, man. I really don't. But I really don't know how to talk about this. After hanging out with his friends, he supposedly drowned, right? Even though he was described by friends and family as a strong swimmer and was an athletic guy in high school and in college. I'll just read this fucking excerpt. It's a summarization of the People's article, but Wells was reported missing on the evening of July 4th after he and his friends took a boat to the island. His parents, who have launched their own investigation, question why none of the many people on the island report seeing him in distress or offered help. They believe foul play may have been involved, especially since Wells was a strong swimmer. Authorities, including the FBI, are investigating, but key questions remain unanswered, such as why Wells' friends had his phone after separating, and why no one witness has recounted his drowning. The medical examiner has not yet released an official cause of death, and both a standard and independent autopsy are pending. But I just want to say, I'll finish with this. And I'm not saying that his friends did it, but if it was a fucking all-black group of friends with one white boy in that group, whole fucking country would be looking for it, dude. It'd be on every fucking outlet, dude. Every outlet. Those guys would be fucking under the prison, just like the Central Park 5, if you know them, if you know ball. But R.I.P. to fucking Nolan Wells, man. Had his whole fucking future robbed by him, dude. I don't want to claim guilt, but it's suspicious as fuck that his friends had his phone with him, or with them, after he fucking supposedly drowned. Like, they had his belongings with him after he went missing, whatever, but that's number 5. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2 people that will watch this, those are just 5 things that the Epstein class, that the government, well, really international governments, not just America, but mainly in the West, as well as the billionaire techno-fascist oligarch class, does not want you to talk about. This is not a anti-Semitic thing. It is not fucking Jew. I hate that term when people say that it's what they don't want you to know about. They mean the Jews. It's not the fucking Jews. It's Zionists and billionaires. But, you know, a lot of people are too fucking stupid to understand that, if I'm being quite frank. But, you know, yeah, there's a lot of shit that really mainstream news coverage really rejects and doesn't want to talk about for a multi-plethora of reasons, typically things that affect you the most. Like how our president is most likely a Fredophile. You know, how Israel tried to fucking get 46 of their Mossad agents in Congress to fucking sneak in provisions to merge fucking the American war machine and the Israeli genocidal military. So, you know, just, they're cutting your health care. Gaza. But, you know, there's a lot of bad shit that they're hiding from you, but at the end of the day, I think there is a path forward. We just gotta keep being positive, keep fucking loving each other, keep helping each other out, you know. But I think it's just a reminder. I wanted this video to be a reminder of, you know, how much stuff isn't being covered in mainstream media today. Excuse me. But yeah, as always, love you all. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go fucking prep for my license test tomorrow. Peace.